The combination between them is very powerful because I can tell a button on TouchOSC to launch device in Ableton that then on Touchable Pro suddenly I see the parameters. It works. It works. Hey, and welcome to another video from Musical Creation. I'm Tom Allon. Today I'm going to show you the exciting world of controlling your DAW or MIDI instruments or whatever you choose to using a MIDI controller that is operated by an app on your iPad, on your iPhone, and even on your Android phone. Now I'm going to show you a small demonstration of what I'm using, and then we're going to walk through and I'll show you the different apps I'm using. So stay tuned and check out the intro video. Peace. I can control different parameters from my iPhone. I have volume of my pads, can make another loop here, and he's gonna appear here, look. Okay, beat, volume, closing a loop, and beat. As you can see, very cool. Then we move here where I have another instance running here, nature sounds in my case. Okay, and then I'm even using an Android phone as a mixer actually, which is really cool, and I'm going to also explain how I did that. So I have this device here, and this is like a main mixer, piano. If I want, I can open my microphone, guitar, different synthesizers that I'm running, and all from this. And also it's very cool because when I press on something, automatically the parameters that are assigned to a button on this mixer are happening, so I can actually activate a whole channel strip. And this is TouchOSC, and I'm going to show you everything in this video, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it. So I'm gonna switch over and we'll talk. The first app that we're going to have to download, called Touchable Pro, is an app that costs about $29 if I'm not mistaken, and it works, which is good. And what's special about this app is it allows us to connect up to 3 devices, 2 iPhones that I'm using, and 1 iPad. More than that, I had some issues sometimes. In general, pretty solid. You can find all the details to how to install it and everything on the website, and I'm going to show you a little bit how I get around it for my own use. This is not a full-on tutorial about this app, it's just more like my way of working with it, and you can take whatever you want from that. So let's jump in. So this is the layout of Touchable Pro. This is my iPad, and the way it works is there is the main window, and then there are a few columns on the right, okay, that you can move between them like this. We're not going to get into things that I don't necessarily know. I use the first 3, and the first one is clip mode, which is, you know, general clip running, and if I press a clip, it starts running automatically. If I want to control the volume, I'm jumping to the volume, so you know. And then a cool thing about this layout is that I can also separate it into 2 columns and then make one of them the volume and one of them the choosing of the clip. So I can switch clips, adjust volume, start another clip in another place. I have this nature recordings available for sale if you want on my website. Details in the comments. Anyway, I can also close clips. I have here the button stops, and for me this is amazing. This already creates great opportunities for me. I can run, move between them. They have a pretty big template, but this is basically my template on Ableton. I also have I can make a beat here. Okay, so I can control everything from here. So I use these two modes the most. You can even change every window, what it does, the panning, control the monitoring, and also work on the master section. So this is my master section. Another thing that we have is this window, which is really interesting. I'm just going to focus on one window just so you can see it. This is really cool because this allows me actually to go into the inserts of different channels and do different things. So for example, if I want to, I can open the EQ and I can like start to mess with the EQ, and it's pretty cool. So the graphics are not amazing and sometimes there are all kind of lags, but you know what, I can live with it. Mess with the reverb, then I can do like things here and decay. Yeah. Okay, so that's very comfortable, right? It's pretty much compatible with Ableton stuff. For example, some things works better than others. The delay looks like this. Sometimes it has lags, but again, delay and I think this is just pretty amazing that I can control this effect with my fingers rather than with my mouth. So if I'm working live, this is just an amazing opportunity. This window is really cool because you see the blue hand here, this one. Once I press it, then what it means is that everything I'm focusing with the blue hand in Ableton, it shows to me on the screen. So if I'm switch devices or even with my mouth, it's automatically gonna move with the Ableton stuff, which is pretty amazing. Of course that you can control all kind of things, turn on the metronome, play and stop. It's very customizable in sense of like you can really mess with a lot of features, what you want to see, the font size and all kind of different things. It also works over Wi-Fi, which is pretty great. You even have an arm button here. Let's say that I want to make a loop with the piano. Okay, which is pretty cool. Delay. Very cool. So with this note, this was Touchable Pro, amazing, customizable, and this is what I'm using it for. It also have an opportunity to map your own you can even make your own faders. You can really customize it for yourself. The only reason why I don't use it that way is because I would like to be able to share this script with different iPads, and also in order to assign things in this app, I have to really go into the editor with fingers and not doing it from the computer, which I find a bit less comfortable for me sometimes, because there's a lot of things when you're assigning a MIDI controller that you want to be able to do things fast, copy pasting and So my preference, I'm using something else called TouchOSC, which we're going to dive in. This was about Touchable Pro. I'm going to show you now TouchOSC application I'm using through my Android phone. I'm on a Mac and it only works via Wi-Fi, which is fine. It's pretty responsive and I don't mind. I'm pretty sure that if I'm going to use it on an iPad or anything like that, it's going to work with a wire as well, which is always lower latency and better sometimes. So I'm using just like a generic phone like this to use it, and it controls Ableton. It does what I want it to do. I have different pages inside that I can switch. I used a template and then I modified it, so I'm only using two pages, but man, oh man, this thing works and it does things that the Touchable Pro didn't give me, mostly in terms of customization. And again, I like to edit things with my mouse, and I like to make a template that I can load to any phone and any iPad, and this is something Touchable Pro didn't give me. But the combination between them is very powerful, because I can tell a button on TouchOSC to launch device in Ableton, that then on Touchable Pro suddenly I see the parameters of this device. So it's very cool. Let's go into the editor and I'm going to show you how I work with it. So first of all, let's open my template. This is the editor of TouchOSC. There's always pretty easy to open a template. When you open the app, you're going up on the menus and there's a help column, and then in the help column you can open up one of the existing templates and then edit them to your will. Okay, so we're going to go through my template and I'm going to show you a little bit how it's done. At any point of the editing, you can press the play button up here. You can go in and then you can check and see if that works. It's pretty cool because it's updates in real and see it. I'll try to show it to you. So when I move a parameter in the, it also controls Ableton at the same time. So let's go over my template and see what's up. I set up my template in a very straightforward. Everything is editable. By the way, you can click in fader and you can move it around and make it smaller or bigger. And you can even add buttons. You have the plus signs here. You can have text. So everything here is my customization. Of course, you need to be able to do these things yourself. This is a text I added. And let's go over a little bit. So let's say a fader, for example. Then there is a section here on the right. You can see that this fader is channel 10. The MIDI channel, and then the controller number 49, and then there's a set of other parameters that you could adjust, a matter of trial and error at the same time. But in the end of the day, I made all of my faders channel 10, which helps me amazing because I know that channel 10, all the knobs, everything. By the way, this is settings for delay and reverbs. Okay, so if I open this is the delay on my vocals. Okay, when I move the delay, it opens the delay in Ableton, and if I open the reverb, it's the reverb in Ableton. So this is how it works. This is the volume fader of my speech, and this is the record enable. Of course, when it's off, I cannot speak. And this is my mixer. Here I have a button called send, and send means that it sends it to a looper. So I have a looper assigned to all the channels, and I can just decide what I'm sending and what I'm not sending. And these are my main guitar, which is assigned to my stereo mics here, electric guitars, my input of the electric, bass guitar, piano, of course. Now it's off, and then it's on. And then also the reverb, also delay for the piano. Very simple and straightforward. Okay, and then I have the other window, which is loopers, which I made for myself. So looper, basically, if I'm looping something in Ableton, then I can close the filter on that looper, the volume for that looper. So again, to the editor, very straightforward. You select your knob and then you have all the information of what controller it's using, and you can make your own. So the combination between the Touchable Pro and the TouchOSC is pretty cool because you can move a parameter here and it selects a device that is going to be shown on Touchable Pro. And I really recommend you guys to work with both of them together. The way the TouchOSC is communicating with the computer is through a driver that they have. It's called the bridge, and the bridge is opening in Ableton just as any other MIDI device, and you just select the remote on and off and you're good to go. The only thing that you need to know is that when you make a version in the editor, you can always test it like this with the mouse, and then when you're done, you're just sending it via mail or airdrop to your phone, opening up in your phone, and then you are good to go with the template that you edited on your computer. So that's it for today. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you next time. I'm Tom Allon. This is MIDI controllers and Ableton and everything through iPads, Androids and iPhones. Peace. See you later.